Okay, we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be here. My name is Nichole Carlson, and here is your money activation. I cannot wait to get started because I have done so many things around money mindset, and it all comes down to, do you feel worthy? Oh, I think I do. Yeah. So why am I still not receiving money? When you are on, say hi. Let me know that you're on. Let me know that you're watching the replay. Whatever situation. Okay. So we're gonna go so deep today. So I want you to have a pen and paper and be taking notes because this is going to be so good. So again, my name is Nichole Carlson, and I help women get from 10K months to 50K months. And why? Because those women have already done a lot of money mindset work, and they already got over their initial fear of money and their business, and they're already making it work. And they're already performing pretty high. But they need this next layer of money mindset. So we're going to go into all of that. But here's the thing. When I first started, I've been in business like 8 years, and I've had really high months and really low months, and even months and years where I've had no money come in. But I knew what my money blocks were. I knew what my money story was, right? So put a 1 in the comment if you know or you think you know what your money blocks are or your money story is, right? Put a 1 in the comments because we think that we're good. We're like, yeah, I'm driven. I'm doing this. I have clients coming in. I'm ready to go. It's kind of working or it's working pretty well. So put a 1 in the comments if that is you. Same. Some of them I do know. Okay. Well, it's not enough to know what your money blocks are. You've got to, and this is where I come in. You've got to be able to combine that with what you're actually doing in business. Because a lot of times you're like, okay, I'm worthy, but like, how do I apply that in business? And that's where I come in. I'm like, okay, this is this is what you're getting. This is why. This is your money block here. But others are probably hidden. Yeah, this is your money block here, and this is why you're getting what you're getting. So we're going to go through different aspects of this, and this is only, I can only give you so much during this time, so it's going to be a great overview. I would say get a pen and paper and take notes. And then, so in my business, I've done it all. I've done high ticket, I've done courses, I've done webinars, I've done challenges, I've done all of the things, right? I thought that getting my message right would save me. Like if I just buckle down, get my message right, everything would change, right? I thought the answer was to raise my prices to high ticket, which I've definitely done, but it wasn't the answer. I thought if I showed up consistently doing Facebook Lives, everything would change for me. I thought if I had the right branding, that would be the thing. Do you feel this? Do you feel like, oh yeah, I've been there? I thought that I needed to do Facebook ads to get to that next level, and I've tried those and I've done those, and pretty much each of these things were important and they did work for me, but it wasn't the thing that made all the difference. And then I thought, oh, I need to have a sold out course, and I thought that would be the thing. And I was doing all of the things, but I wasn't getting anywhere. And on top of that, in 2018, 2019, I had a chronic pain that was keeping me from really showing up in my business. And I couldn't hustle, and I needed it to be easy. So at that time, I was like, okay, what am I missing? What am I missing? I'm doing all the things. And if you feel like that, type in all the things, because I know I am not the only one, right? So I was making money in my business, but I wasn't breaking through. So what did I need to happen? And it was, I needed to clear my money blocks, right? So I kept going after strategy after strategy, but I was like, I know all the strategy. There's nothing more that I need. What am I missing? And I needed to clear my money blocks. So that's what we're going into today, because I think it's the most important thing in business. So money blocks, what they look like. Okay, and where are you in business? Are you just starting out? Are you making, like, have you hit 5K? Have you hit 10K? What are you doing? Like, where are you in business? Are you at 30K, 50K? And again, there's like no shame. And if you can be honest and put this out there, that is a huge step for overcoming your money blocks. And this is a private group. So money blocks look like this. Giving away your coaching for free, or giving things away, and even giving money away. Allowing people to pay later. Not having a clear client acquisition plan. Not having a clear plan. Selling a lot of low ticket because you think you just keep lowering your prices. Loving your business and working so hard all of the time and getting burnt out. That's also a money block. Working only when you're inspired. And then a big one is going back and forth, being uncertain about your offer, being uncertain about your pricing, who it's for, and just like not nailing this down. And then another huge one is having your ideal client be someone that can't afford you. So if you're like, this is my perfect client, this is who I'm selling to, but they can't afford me, that's a money block. I'm a total beginner, but I know all the strategies, but tend to give my service for free and don't know who exactly is my client. It's a mess. Okay, it sounds like you're not a total beginner because you know all the strategies. So I'm a little curious as to why you say that. I think you are not a total beginner, but you're not at the income level maybe that you're looking to be at, or you think that for the work you are not at the income level that you think you should be at for the work that you're putting in. Yeah, okay, yeah. You're not at the income level that you should be at for the work that you're putting. Yes, oh, I totally get that. Okay, perfect. But you have some clients, right? Exactly. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Signs that you have money blocks. Getting people who love your content but aren't ready to work with you. People who don't want to invest in themselves. Client objections. Ghosting. No money coming in. Feeling exhausted because you're working hard for the money you have coming in. This is where a lot of my clients are. They're making 10K months and they want to get to 50K months. Sorry, I swallowed. I had an ice cube in there. They want to get to 50K months, but they're signing so many clients and they don't have enough time or energy to scale up, right? Honestly, I would rather clear my money blocks. All these things that you mentioned are my money. I would rather clear my money blocks and be open for clients and have systems in place, right? That allow it to be easy, instead of like the reason you're exhausted, and we'll get into this, the reason that you're exhausted, or you're like constantly, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then you go through like a month of hustle, and then you go through a couple weeks where you're kind of down and then you go back up. The reason is because like you're fighting your own money blocks, right? Think about, I don't like, if you get exhausted or go through exhaustion cycles, type in cycles. Think about wrestlers or fighters, right? They get so fatigued so fast because they're fighting someone else. Like we're actually fighting our internal like self money blocks. So let's see. Okay, so the clients that I work with, let me start here because the people that actually make the most, like the greatest change, that are actually able to flip the switch quickly in their business, because my clients will go from 10K months to 50K months in less than 30 days, right? So the qualities they have, that the mindset that you need to have to flip the switch quickly, okay? So I would say write these down. Okay, these clients that do the best believe that this is a thing that will change everything for them. They go into each coaching as like, all right, this is going to help me get to where I want. I believe that this is going to be the thing. Okay? They always believe that they're going to get what they need and what they want from the coaching containers. Okay? On top of that, they believe that you have the power to create the business that you want now. Like, you have the power now. And I know that for me, when I was feeling like this, I knew that I had a switch inside of me that I could just flip to manifest that thing, to manifest clients, to manifest that next sale, right? And I knew that I could do that, but I was like, but how? Like, I know it's there. I know it's inside me. I know I have the power. And I remember in 2019, I went to a coach and I worked with her and I was like, here's my problem. I just don't seem to be able to make sales. And she's like, you just need to be activated. I was like, I know all the things, but it's not happening. She's like, you just need to activate, right? And it's just flipping this switch inside of you that goes from like 0 to 100. Because if you read a money mindset book, How to Overcome Your Blocks, Money Mindset, Just Be Worthy, that's not enough. Those are like vague concepts, but how do you actually apply those? How do you actually flip that switch? Like, not be like, I don't know how to like apply physics or electricity. Like, I know how to flip the switch, right? Turn on the lights, but I don't know anything about electricity and how the wiring works. No. Like, you need to know how to apply these things to your business, okay? So that's number 2. They know they have the power to create the business that they want now, as long as they get a little bit of guidance on that, right? They also are open to doing whatever it takes to make their business work. Like, they are open. They're like, okay, look, this is what I've done. This is where I'm at. I need help, and I am open to this, right? And the 4th one is they give themselves permission to make money even though they know they have money blocks. There are millionaires right now, I can guarantee you, that they have money blocks. Millionaires have money blocks. But they've just worked through the ones that they need to work through to get to $1 million. What I do is a lot of subconscious mindset change by doing psychic with myself, but something I can't seem to change. Because we can't coach ourselves. That's really, that's why I always have a coach. I'm always working with a coach because I need someone that can do the kind of high level work that I can do on me, because I can't coach myself. I can't see outside of myself, right? Okay, so 1 through 7, these are options. Like, tell me, what do you feel in your body? And I want you to take a deep breath and feel into this. What do you feel in your body about money and your business? All right? So number 1, do you feel nervous, anxiety? Do you feel nervous, anxiety? Put 1 in the comments. Put a 2 if you feel driven, but you go through exhaustion cycles, like you keep burning yourself out. Put a 3 in the comments if you feel doubt, like you're not setting goals because you know that you're not going to hit that goal. You know you could, but you're like, I don't know. I've been working on this. But you still like, I'm still going to go after it, right? Doubt. Put a 4 in the comment if you feel fear about money, fear of someone knowing what's really going on, fear around checking your bank account, fear around not being able to hit your goals this month, fear. This probably might not be you guys, but 5 for lack of desire. Like, you don't really care. Like, I don't think you would be here if you are number 5. 6 is I don't know how. I don't know how to get leads. I don't know how to convert leads. I don't know how to write my messaging. I don't know how to make sales. Which that is definitely, that's not true. That's not true. And number 7 is resistance. Like, I already know this. I already know this. I already know this. So put a 1 in 1 through 7. I'm gonna copy this in here in the comments. Whatever you, oh, the numbers didn't transfer. Okay. Or just write down what, 1, 4, 6. Okay. Nervous. Okay. Fear. Someone, yeah. 6. You don't know how. Okay. All of those are great because you didn't pick 5, because if you feel 5, like, why are you in business? Okay, perfect. So those feelings are telling you where your money blocks are, right? Those feelings are telling you where your money blocks are. So I might write these down. 1, 4. You're getting a lot of coaching. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's go to the first, the last one, actually. You don't know how. You literally told me you know all the strategies, right? I like to call that one the bully, who's like, oh, you don't know how. And you're like, I just talk back to it in the mirror. I'm like, you fucking know how. Stop lying to me. You know how. You know how. Literally, your soul knows how to make money. Your soul knows how to make 50K months. No. Okay. I have a cat. She's demanding attention. Your soul knows how to make money. Your soul knows how to heal itself, how to heal your body. Your soul knows how to make money. Your soul knows how to manifest your soulmate. And I believe that if you have a desire for these things, that your soul knows how. But your soul wants you to create that relationship with it to get there, right? So your soul wants you to go on this journey with it to get there. But when I was in my 20s, I was a software engineer, and I was like, I'm just gonna be successful. And I was like, I don't care how, I'm just driven, I'm gonna do this thing, head down, did it. I got married. I married a man that I didn't trust, and I went into software engineering, which I did not love. In fact, I even ended up hating it. And I had all the things, but I had left my soul behind. I just done it all, and I just felt so empty inside, right? And there's a deeper explanation for all of that. But have you experienced success in your life, and then you just didn't feel fulfilled? Maybe you were married, maybe you went to 6 figures, 7 figures, because I was at multiple 6 figures, and I just felt so empty. Your soul does not want you to get to that point again, right? So your soul is definitely trying to protect you. I was looking at my background, my stories, and we're going to go into this a little bit. But I had gotten to a point in my business where I was signing on clients that didn't pay, wouldn't pay. I was signing on $10,000 clients, and I was like, okay, you can pay me later, right? I was working all the time, burning myself out, giving myself for these clients, and getting them amazing results. Amazing results. And they were making so much money. They changed their relationships with their parents and their like spouses, and they manifested their soulmate, like all these crazy insane things. And I wasn't charging, or I was either not charging or I wasn't charging enough, because I didn't feel like I was good enough. Like I was like, okay, after I get this next testimonial, after I do this, right? And I just kept like not charging. And now I know that, like, I know how incredible my results are. And now I have multiple offers, but my high ticket offer is 30K, because I know my clients go from 10K months to 50K months within 30 days, right? So lack of clarity is definitely a money block. You always know. But the problem with the coaching industry is they don't support, and I want to say this in a really positive way, they want you to build your business based on their strategy, because that's what worked for them, and that's great. But if you have your own strategy, or you want to create your own strategy in your business, they don't really know how to work with that. And that's what I do, is I help you create your own strategy, your own lead generation process that works with your soul, that doesn't exhaust you, right? Because I've been there. Your own launch process that doesn't exhaust you. I help you create your high ticket offer that doesn't exhaust you, so that you actually sell that. So every step of your process, I work with you to create those things. And I work with your money blocks to see, like, okay, why are you having this money block? So my client Fabi, she had a money block around, she was making 20K months consistently. She had a system, but she had a money block because in her family, it was not okay to make more money than the man. And in her head, she was making more money than her father. Well, she was actually making more money than her father. And then she thought, well, it's not okay to make more money than him. And we had one conversation about this, and it went a little bit deeper than this. But we had one conversation about this. And then within a week, she made 20K on one day. And then that month, she made 45K. So with that, my story is my mom was very religious, right? Christian, very godly, just really helped out in the church. She led women and ministry groups and helped women save their marriages. And she was just really, she was like an amazing person, right? And she taught me minimalism. She taught me minimalism. Now, I lost her when I was 27. So that was about almost 20 years ago now. And I did not know that I had a connection to stay matched to her because I saw her as a good woman, right? So I had an agreement. I'm sorry, I'm like still congestion from the allergies. I had an unspoken agreement to match this life, right? So for a long time in my business, I barely made it. I barely made it, right? Same with Fabi. Same with me, right? We had this unspoken agreement to match someone in our lives, right? Because we see this person as a good person. The other side of that is my dad left my mom after 24 years of marriage. And I never wanted to be like him, so I rebelled against him. And more in my personal life, but this can happen in money, right? This can happen in money. I could say, okay, my dad was an asshole. We're good now. We've healed our relationship. But you could say, okay, my dad was an asshole. He didn't have any money. I'm going to prove to him wrong, and I'm going to make all this money. And then you do see people who are making that money to prove someone else wrong. And that is also a money block because that's unhealed trauma that's coming out, and it actually makes you make that money, but with a lot of fear and resentment, right? And so those people who are probably making 50K months, maybe $1 million, whatever, they're making good money, but they still have all this unhealed trauma, right? That keep them, maybe they lose it all, or they, they have inconsistent months or whatever. If you know in your head, so you're in business 2 years, you know the strategies, you know it makes sense that at this point you should be making 10K months. You should be making 20K months. You see other coaches, and not in a like, oh, they're better than me or comparison, but you see other coaches that are selling similar things that are actually making this. And maybe you see coaches that started at the same time as you, and they're making this, and you're like, that should be me. I know that I should be at 10K months. I know that I should be at 20K. And if this is you, this was me, right? But it doesn't happen unless you see these things. You see them in your business. You heal these things, and you know how to apply the healing to attract sales, to attract leads, to put into your message. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Okay, so that is the first story of alignment and rebellion, right? That's what we typically do, either alignment or rebellion. And if we're doing both, alignment and rebellion with our parents, and if we're doing both, This is really shows up as like 1 month you'll make 10K months, and then zero, and then 20K, and then zero, and then 5K and zero, like up and down. Seems to be a bond with my grandmother, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. These are generational curses. They keep coming up, and we need to clear them to be able to apply them and apply them to your business. Right? So again, you would have to go back and look at like, how is this actually showing up? So I would say, do you have the same amount of savings in your savings account? Do you have the same amount of credit card debt, even though you just paid it off last month and it's back up to this? Are you attracting people who can't afford it? Are you attracting people who ghost you? Like, all of these things are actually signs of money blocks. So that was number one. Number two is I was angry with money, right? So if you feel like you might be angry at money, type in angry, because I actually help women to manifest their soulmates as well. So that's like the second branch of what I do. So if you are a strong, independent woman who doesn't need a man, and you have this I don't need a man energy, it's probably because you've been hurt, you've been through a divorce, your dad left after 24 years of marriage. Like, you have some unhealed trauma, right? And you don't feel like you can actually trust a man. Now, if you have this energy of I don't need money, or I am angry at money, same thing, right? Then why would money show up for you? Why would a man show up for you if you have this energy of I don't need a man? And maybe that's not you, but maybe you've seen other women who have been through a divorce and they're like, I'm just going to be alone, right? I can say all this because all of this was me, right? So why would a man want to enter into that kind of relationship? He wouldn't, because you're giving off this I don't need you vibe. Maybe I'm angry with money too. So in my marriage, I was with this man for 12 years. I didn't trust him. And yeah, I didn't trust him. And so I had this energy of I don't need you. And I'm going to do everything myself. I ran the household, blah, blah, blah. And the thing of it is, when we got together, we had nothing. And we were so close. And the more money we made, the more we grew apart. So the more resentment I got. So it wasn't just this energy of I don't need a man. It was this energy of I'm blaming money for my marriage falling apart. We eventually got a divorce, right? I think you figured that out. We ended up getting a divorce. And I had this energy of I don't need a man. So after we got a divorce, I decided that I was going to go travel. And I decided I was going to go be homeless. So I chose to be homeless to prove to money, because I left the multiple six figures, left everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go be homeless and eat out of dumpsters, right, for a month. And I got really boring really quick, and I was like, this is stupid. I think I proved my point. It was a big fuck you to money, right? And if we can allow that anger to come up and out and release that anger, right? And it's easier said than done. Thank you. If we can allow ourselves to admit that we're angry, that, you know, our marriage fell apart and we blame money, our parents' marriage fell apart and we blame money, My mom passed away and I blamed money, right? If we can start to admit that, and I can feel that in my, like, I can feel the tingling all through here. If we can admit that, and then we realize that we are the creators of our own reality. And I actually married a man that I didn't trust. We kind of asked for that, right? In that we have the power, then we kind of then we kind of blame ourselves, and we have to actually forgive ourselves too, right? So it's not only we have to forgive money, we have to forgive our parents, we have to forgive our ex, we have to forgive ourselves for allowing ourselves in those situations. Because unless we forgive ourselves, then how can we have a relationship with ourselves? How can we be open to trusting ourselves when our intuition says, hey, we need to put out this offer because it's going to be amazing. Hey, we need to be more bold about our selling because we do amazing work. How can we trust ourselves to put ourselves out there unless we forgive ourselves, unless we trust ourselves? So we have to build this relationship of trust with ourselves, with money, with men. Because if it happens in one area of our life, it happens in another, right? I've seen like correlation, like men and money, like like you can't separate them, right? So anger at money, and really that comes down to being angry with yourself. So when we're angry with ourselves, and I remember this vividly in my 20s, I was so angry at myself, and I thought I was angry at my dad and my ex. I would run, and I ran every day for for a year actually, and most of the days I was running 10 miles a day, and I injured myself I think in August. And I kept running on plantar fasciitis. I don't know if you know what that is. Basically, I kept running even though I was in pain because I was so angry and resentful. And we will do this in our business where we will, okay, you know what? I didn't make my money. I didn't hit my income goal. I'm going to double down. And I believe in doubling down. But if we're doing this out of like, you're not good enough, Nichole, right? You're not good enough. You didn't hit your goals. You're so angry at money. I'm going to make this work, right? Then it's a money block. It's not allowing money to come in. It's like forcing a man to do something, forcing a man to commit, right? If you are open to receiving, money wants to come to you. Your soulmate wants to come to you. Health wants to come to you. All of these things that you desire want to come to you. But if you have anger and resentment towards yourself, towards money, towards men, towards, that is going to be a block. That is going to keep you from receiving love, from receiving health, from receiving money. And I can say this because in 2019, I healed myself from 4 years of chronic pain. For 9 months, I struggled. I'm doing all the things. I'm going to doctors. I'm doing physical therapy. I'm doing massage therapy. And I literally could not sit in a chair for 5 minutes. I was in so much pain. And I was going to doctors every single week, going to physical therapy, going to massage therapy, ice and heating, doing all the things. And this is what we're doing in our business. We're doing all the things. We're doing lead gen. We're doing nurturing. We're doing all these things. We're selling, selling, selling. None of it's working. But the whole time I knew I could heal myself. The whole time you can sell a $10,000 offer right now. But the question was, the whole 9 months I was like, but how? I don't get it. I don't get it. And you might be at this place where you're like, but how? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's in putting all these things specifically to you, your situation together, right? and this is going deeper than probably any money activation that you've ever experienced, but it's still, you're still going to be like, but how? Like, because I knew intuitively I could heal myself. And I was like, but how? Like, give me a little bit more, right? So, relationships with parents, what I call generational curses, anger at money. Yeah. Yeah, you're close, but you're also not close, right? It's always the application of just know that you are worthy. I hate that. Just know that you're a money magnet. You're like, fuck, what does that mean? Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right. So, oh, I actually said that one. All right. So, the other thing is if you're burning yourself out consistently. I had a client, Leanne, who was actually going through hormone issues, and she was burning herself out. She was filling out her offer, making I think 11K for her. She was filling out her offer. She was burning herself out, working 10, 12-hour days. She had hormone issues, and she's like, I literally cannot do this anymore, right? And she worked with me, and we worked on creating a higher ticket offer, releasing some fears around taking on clients that didn't align with her, and she made 45K that month, right? So this is how my clients, they do all different things. Most of them are coaches, but they do different things, but it's in looking at what are they doing, what do they truly desire, and what is actually stopping them. Because there is someone who is following you right now who wants you to put out a 5K offer, who is waiting for that offer, who is waiting for you to get your mindset right. So if our mindset is wrong, what is going to happen is our messaging is going to be wrong. So two things that I think are very, very important for your business, if you're a transformational coach, are having a high ticket offer. And if you're not a transformational coach, I think you should have like a main big offer, like something, and it could be even not, it could be a low ticket or lower ticket offer, as long as it's like your main signature offer. So I think it's very important that you have a main offer, usually high ticket, and it's very important that you get your messaging right. But I've worked with clients who have money blocks, and they consistently keep putting out the wrong messaging. They keep talking to the wrong person, right? And it's because they're still struggling in one area of their life, and that struggle will come out in their messaging. So if you're struggling in your marriage or you got a divorce, that's going to come up in your messaging, even if you're selling like money, business, right? If you're struggling with your health or your hormones, that's going to come up in your messaging. And that's actually going to repel clients, right? If you feel like you're struggling in your business, then that's going to come up in your messaging. That's going to come up in your offers. So all of these things, these tangible things that you want, are coming from your mindset, coming from these stories that we've been telling ourselves. And you already probably know your stories. Like I said when we got on, you probably already know your stories. But like, how do you translate that to getting more clients, to creating your high ticket offer, right? Or maybe I haven't. I healed. Oh, yeah, that's something that took me almost 20 years to really dive into. So, okay, now I'm going to go into a little bit of how you can work with me if you want. One, I do have a free healing video. It is free. I'm going to put that in the note. Where can I put a comment? Okay, I don't know where I can put. I will put that in the comments, okay? Or you can just DM me healing video and I'll give that to you. The other thing is this week I am promoting my my wealth activated money intensive. It's 6 weeks with me. Yeah, it's really sneaky like that. So my wealth activated, it's 6 weeks with me, and it's right now it's half off. It's 11.11, so $1,111. It's 6 weeks with me. I work with you in your business and combine that with your money mindset, right? I work with you on those two together to help you up level. I also have Queen of Leads. So if you want to focus on your lead generation, it's $555 right now. And then if you are, which I don't think you're ready for this one, but if you're at 10K months or 5K months, or if you've hit that, then, and you want to work on your signature offer, I have open Make It Rain. So I have like all different offers. Queen of Leads, Wealth Activated, Queen of Leads, Make It Rain. Make It Rain is application only. It's high level. We work on your offer, your messaging. All of these have to do with your money mindset. So you're going to hit this no matter what. So Queen of Leads, 555, Wealth Activated, and Make It Rain. So, and then if you want any of these, send me a message. We'll chat. We'll make sure it's a good fit for you, because I do not take on anyone I can't help. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I can help you, and I know that I can't. Like, so if you, Queen of Leads is also if you want to start getting like 200 to 300 leads a month. Sometimes like after figuring out your offer, your messaging, and working together, we can get you like 300 leads in a day. So if that is more like that's where you want to start, we can do that. So just message me. We'll have a conversation. We'll get you in the right place. And then the 3-day session starts on Tuesday at 2 p.m. and I will see you there. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here. And I will see you on the next Facebook Live. Bye.